Namaste and very good morning. Thank you, Amitji and respected Joshi sir for inviting me. So I am going to talk about the experience, what we did at IIM Ranchi, and I will complete it within 10 minutes, which was told to me. So my perspective would be AI in a B school, right, and B school perspective, and why AI and why not AI. So there are three elements when we talk about AI in B school: education, AI, and business school. So let me start with the education and AI. And of course, there is a synergetic journey between AI and education. So what is the purpose of education, right? Of course, there are many goals of the education. There are purposes, there are higher purposes. But the first order purpose of education to simplify the thinking, organize the thinking. And as an instructor or the faculty, when we go to class, we need to make things simple. Of course, not simplest. The things are simplest, student may lose the interest. And so what education does, education shows the path, and education, one analogy can be taken, this is kind of a map, mental map. What AI can do, AI make the journey easier, speed up thinking, and analogy can be taken like a GPS. But of course there are challenges. The fundamental challenge is the usage of AI, there is a less cognitive discipline, and that is, in many cases, that is needed, right? When we have academic rigor, and AI does not support that much of cognitive discipline or cognitive load. But the advantage with AI is speed, high speed. AI does not have rigor, but AI has a relevance. So we need to find out a balance. Now, if we see the journey of education, there are three broad stages of the education. It starts with the covering, which is the conventional, the set of topics, right, frameworks, the concepts are given, and that is being covered, which is essentially kind of passing the information, learning the basics, discussion on basic things or this. The second stage is, which is dealing with the unknown, uncovering, which deals with the exploration, which deals with the new ideas. And then the third stage comes, that is the discovery. And the discovery talks about new insights, wisdom. So if not discovery, at least the purpose has to be to focus on uncovering, because covering is not making any sense. In the era of when we have a lot of information, overload of information, students know, right, what is the concept and what does it mean. So the focus has to be at least on uncovering. Now, the conventional B school and D school. D school stands for the design school. Now, what we do in B school, the conventional norm is to produce the manager, right? So what a manager does, the role of manager is to optimize the resources, mobilize the resources, optimize system, right, think about the efficiency, frameworks, and do analysis. And of course, there is a boundary. So what boundary is? The business boundary. And business is defined by simply who, what, and how. Who is customer, what need is satisfied, how that need is satisfied. So that is the boundary. What design school does, design school produces entrepreneur. This entrepreneur is slightly different. The conventional view of the entrepreneurship is, which is very linear, kind of occupation. You need to have an idea, blockbuster idea, then you need to work. There has to be a well-structured plan. You need to arrange the resources. And that linear approach, you have to set an occupation. But the literature shows, and a lot of literature that has been taking place, that entrepreneurship is not an occupation. Entrepreneurship is the way of thinking. This is kind of expertise. And that expertise allows you to navigate the uncertainty. So what uncertainty is? Unknowable. What manager does? Works in a very, structured format. Mostly manager deals with the unknown things. What unknown is? Risk. And risk can be calculated, risk can be minimized, right? But uncertainty minimization is not possible. So B school talks about efficiency, B school talks about optimization, design school talks about experiment. What is the way forward? Considering country like India, we need optimization of resources. Why? Because we have limited resources. Human resources, financial resources, but at the same time, we need new solution. The history is witness whatever advances we have right now in the world, because somewhere navigated that uncertainty, discovery took place. So the way forward is, there has to be a manager, right, who can think like an entrepreneur. And essentially, that has to be the entrepreneurial manager. When we talk the entrepreneurial manager, that has to be produced by B school. There has to be optimization, there has to be experiment, both. Now there has to be ability to deal with the unknown, which is the risk calculation, risk taking, and also navigating the uncertainty. Now, so I am going to share some, my experience at IIM Ranchi, and certainly this is not the platform to propagate. This is just sharing the, idea, the information, what I did, and that is very initial stage. The initiatives have been taken last year and last year. So what we did, we introduced why. Why is the working with AI? This is a project where each student is allowed to work on it, and that has replaced the midterm hall exam. Midterm hall exam used to carry 20-25% weightage, and that has been applicable to all the students, right, from this term onwards. But applying AI standalone would not serve the purpose. There has to be some building blocks. There has to be a culture, right, if we want to take full advantage of AI. So there are 6 building blocks what I feel are important. The first is the student engagement. We have to communicate why AI and why these kind of experiment we would like to do. Student engagement, there can be multiple ways. The conventional idea of student handling is this is the student affair, student committee, fine. But the focus has to be engagement, and that leads to development. Few initiatives have been taken by IIM Ranchi. The first is we decided total freedom in attendance, 50% freedom in attendance. Students are informed, students are empowered. Right, if they want to attend class, 50% is mandatory. After 50%, there is an informed decision. They want to work on some activities, they can do. If they attend, there would be additional marks. This is one thing. I agree, this is not a great thing, but this allows more empowerment to students. The second thing we did, we created a fund, which we call it Design for Bharat Fund, right, where all the students on the campus have been classified in 9 different groups, irrespective of the programs. And they will be giving some seed money. And they are supposed to develop an idea, they need to work on it. Sometimes it may not be workable. So this is second thing. The third thing we did, diversity. The conventional idea of diversity, there are different types of diversity, demographic diversity, gender diversity, and we need to appreciate India is a big country, diversity, we have a lot of diversity. But what we did, we allowed more number of differently abled students. You may be happy that this time we admitted 10% differently abled students. So this is the number is 47. And they come from different kind of difficult circumstances. Now the idea of diversity has to be when the students learn in group and they need to know what difficulties the peer had gone through. And that is the idea of developing social intelligence. So we have currently 47 students, and all these every student has a different story and very, very, emotional story. So these are few, these things, the relatively rare things that we did in student engagement. Teaching and learning, so what we decided last year, focus on uncovering. The conventional way of teaching is when we go to class, there would be a very structured approach. We start with the topic, we go to framework, then we identify the case, readings. What we did, the class starts with a business problem. The instructor, the faculty, before starting the class, at the time of preparation of course outline, would spell out what are the business problems the faculty is going to address. And it is required, there has to be at least 10 business problems. Business problems may be big, may be small. That is up to faculty, and that is decided in area. And essentially that would be part of course outline. Then faculty go to class, based on the business problem, then whatever the framework, whatever, model, the theory is applicable, that is discussed. Because the fact is the management, we don't have very robust theories, right? The most of the theories in management are normative in nature, right? Because management is something which deals with the multiple reality. Management is not like a science, right? That is debatable, of course, but theory, because management deals with the institutional phenomena, human centricity is more. So we decided we need to be more problem oriented. So that one initiative has been taken last year. There is a good response. The second thing what we did in curriculum, we decided multidisciplinary courses. The last term of the year, which is the 6th term, all the courses are multidisciplinary in nature. Not interdisciplinary, but multidisciplinary. Fact is the management is interdisciplinary, but we need to think beyond it. Because when you deal with problem, there has to be ability to connect the dots. And that is possible when, let me give you an example like sustainability. Sustainability is a course there are different disciplines. So all the courses, last year we offered around 30 courses, multidisciplinary courses, around 17, 18 have been taken by students. Course outline, we have also identified a social impact. Whatever the sessions going to deal with the social impact, that has been identified by the faculty. Assessment and evaluation, so initiative this why working with AI that we have taken, and we try to manage. And idea here there has to be balance between rigor and relevance, right? So only midterm that has been replaced, not end term, because end term is still required because that gives a kind of cognitive burden, cognitive load, and the moderate load always is good. Infrastructure and learning spaces. So what we did, entire campus have been identified in 9 different spaces. And the task was given to students to set up new ideas. So they come up with an idea happiness corner. So 9 happiness corners have been set up. It's a very small thing, but happiness, there are different ways. So students conceptualize what leads happiness, and different themes on different themes, these corners have been identified. Faculty development and mindset, the training was conducted. We invited one leading Harvard professor. He conducted the training. All other software and other things that has been arranged to faculty. Industry ecosystem, one initiative that we have taken. So this journey started last year. We allowed startup to work on campus, that we call a venture latitude. And space was given free of cost to around 8 to 10 startups. The idea is they will be on campus, their setup will be there, but they are supposed to provide internship, they are supposed to provide live projects to existing students. So that is one thing, additional thing that we did. Culture and leadership, of course, that matters. The focus has to be optimizing balance between optimization and experimentation, the openness for new ideas, and I think that would make workable AI. So what I would like to conclude simply, AI is good, we have to use it, but there has to be supporting enablers, there has to be building blocks, and AI would work when it is aligned with your purpose. Thank you.